Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Back again for another message, and again it's going to be non-zodiac specific. So the message is basically for anyone who needs it, anyone who's been praying for answers, guidance, anyone who's put intentions out there into the universe for any kind of guidance or just whatever you need. Basically, whoever needs the message will get it. So we are going to be using today the Le Vampire's Oracle deck and postcards from Spirit at the end of the reading. I'm going to get straight into it. We're going to start off with the Le Vampire's card first of all. And that will give us sort of the overall flavour of the reading, the message, whatever it is that needs to be known. If the cards ever come out. Okay, we have one. So we have courtesy, thoughtful, polite, good manners. Put that there, and I'm going to get the cards out for the main spread. And I can see that's made it blurry, which is very frustrating. It literally doesn't want to focus. Okay, there we go. So I'll get the cards out for the spread next. So heart of the matter first of all. You've got two. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. I swear I feel like when I do readings, these two have a tendency to show up together. Could be just me imagining things, but I feel like they have a tendency to turn up together. Let's get your energy specifically, how you're dealing with things. That is very quick. Six of Cups. Any external influences, so any people, a situation outside of yourself that might be influencing things. Anything that's external to you that's influencing things. You have the King of Swords, and the way it flew, it landed reverse, but I'm going to take it upright. I feel like it's meant to be upright. Past energies relating to the message. Right, the Page of Wands fell out reversed, and I definitely feel like this needs to be reversed, so I'm going to leave it there. What's happening in the present with this? What's literally happening in the present with this now? You have the Sun. Potential future energies. We have the Devil. And guidance. You have the Six of Swords. So I'm going to read the message first of all from the Le Vampire's book to see what that's about. So courtesy. So it says, one thing we are known for in the main is our exquisite manners. Although this little vampire has no need for food, she has made sure her guests are going to be provided for with the sweetest of treats at her moonlit feast. So know that we think of your needs. Manners we do have. Manners are not simply a facade to veil our cruelty or the terrible hunger that creates that cruelty. Manners are a way of gracefully doing what must be done, to smooth the difficulties we all must face, and to create beauty amongst days that can be full of crude squalor. Having manners is to think of others' comfort and what will please them. This card we bring to you this day speaks to you of the need under the current circumstances to speak the truth, but to do so with grace and diplomacy in the least offence possible. This means to work out what it is you wish to achieve in the forthcoming discussions and how to best appease the offence, which has already flared. With manners, diplomacy and thoughtfulness, you may still navigate this treacherous stretch of your life. It is worth being kind, truthful, and yet graceful. In many of those nations in which we have travelled, we have noticed that in those which have manners, gracefulness and dignity, there is a great deal of honour, and there is often harmony amongst people living in even the most difficult and testing of circumstances. Manners are not insincere within themselves, although they can be when used to mask hostility. But the crime there is his hypocrisy. The time has come to marry up grace with truth and consideration. Use the beautiful magical gift of your good sense and your charm and watch doors open and problems dissolve with newfound understanding. Thinking of others creates flow, and the energy shall return to you to the power of 3 by 3. Beauty and grace create harmony in social interactions. That was the blessing, by the way. Thinking of others creates the flow and energy that returns. So it's treat others how you want to be treated kind of energy, isn't it really? Right, the curse part of the message says thoughtless actions can impede the flow of energy, waste time, and create negative potential. Working with this card, it says it may seem strange a vampire speaking of manners when they so often have been known to take life. But they have often not done so, and they have also made friends and allies amongst those who were once opposed to them. This is because they are charming, their manners are often delightful, and they are able to speak with heart and truth. But to see the beauty within all and the need and address that. Learn manners for the new places you are going and be courteous as well as truthful. Okay. I'm going to get clarifying straight away because it's not, I mean, I do have a thought on this, but it's not immediately clear. I'll say what I'm thinking. There may be something here for someone about trust issues. That's something that comes to mind, but I'm going to clarify it to get a better picture of what's going on. So starting off with that main theme with the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. I mean, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles together, the first thing that comes to mind with those two cards just in themselves is about commitment. Commitment to physical growth, action, doing something physical, creating something, building something, following a particular path. It's just commitment to that, because the Knight of Pentacles is a very dedicated energy. The Seven of Pentacles, it has that kind of reap what you sow energy. It can also be about if you've put effort into something and it's you assessing if it's worth the time or effort to continue. So let's see what comes out for that. What do we need to know about that Knight of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles, please? So we've got the Eight of Wands as the first card to come out. You have the Two of Wands. That does make sense, actually. I was, in terms of the whole commitment thing, it might be questioning if something's worth continuing to commit to, possibly. Let's get one more. Yeah, I would say there is a question here for someone. And the way that courtesy card plays into things for me, I'm looking at that Five of Swords. And I guess the easiest way to put it, it's that kind of, it's a bit of selfish energy. So you may be in a situation where you're not sure whether you want to continue to commit to the situation, and it's kind of, it's that feeling of, oh, well, if I don't continue, it's selfish of me or something. As I say, that's where that courtesy might come in. It might be trying to consider how to deal with the situation in a way that doesn't sort of screw anybody else over. That might be something that you're dealing with. Let's look at that Five of Swords just on its own. Yeah. I mean, for me, the Eight of Wands, it's a card of progression. The Two of Wands is making a choice, isn't it? Choosing a path, making a decision. So to me, that's sort of deciding whether you want to continue to go down a certain path. Knight of Pentacles, again, it's still the question of whether to continue committing. And then Three of Cups there, you've got a group. So it could be, community support, etc. It could be considering whether to continue to give support to something, whether it means to give support to people, or within a group that you're working in, or people that you're collaborating with, something like that. I don't know why the thought of something really random has come into my head, like if somebody's in a band or something, like a musical band or whatever, and somebody sort of thinking, I don't know if I want to continue in this group, I want to go solo, or I want to join another band. I don't know why that's come to mind, but that has that came into my head. I'm just sort of seeing images of people in a band. It's weird. So Five of Swords, Five of Swords. What do we need to know about that Five of Swords? So you've got the Six of Wands and you have the Seven of Wands in reverse. I'll just get one more, but I pretty much know where I am, I believe, with that. Oh God, is this in reverse or not? You got the Six of Cups again and Justice. I'm going to take them in reverse. I'm not sure why yet. It looks like there are questions around how successful something can be or will be. It's almost like with this Seven of Wands, it's again the questions: is it worth still fighting for it, keep going with it, you know? But there's a tie to the past. But the Six of Cups and Justice together are making me think of questioning if you might, you know, like say if you're in a band. Sorry, I'm giving this example again just because it's what comes into my head. You know, like if you were with a band for 10 years or something, but it wasn't necessarily doing very well, or you didn't feel like you were aligned with it, like you were in tune with the message or the style or whatever of the band, and you've got that history with those people, but it's like, this doesn't really necessarily feel right for me anymore. I don't know, it's giving that sort of vibe. I will leave that there for now and we'll move on to the other cards. But again, overall, like the heart of the matter for me seems to be questioning, querying whether to commit to something, whether it's worth committing to something or continuing to commit to something. Yeah, that's what I've got so far. We'll look at the other cards and see what comes out. You might even, for someone, it might even be about deciding on a particular path and deciding, you might have choices in front of you and deciding which path is the one that I want to commit to, you know, like if you have options, different opportunities being presented to you and it's like, which is the best one? So another example would be like jobs. If you've been job searching and you've had a number of job offers, you know, you might be sort of deciding which one is going to be the most valuable. So let's put these cards on top of here. Actually, I don't need to get rid of those. We'll put those there. We'll look at that six. The first word that popped out as soon as that Six of Cups came out was nostalgia. And I guess in the example that I just gave about if it was a band or something like that, you would feel nostalgic if you're sort of deciding what you want the future to be going forward with that. But let's see. This is your energy here. What do we need to know about that Six of Cups? Got like a million cards come out here. So the Ace of Swords kind of flew and got stuck in the tripod. I'm going to try that again. Six of Cups. Well, the Eight of Cups flipped in a weird way. Do I take it? I feel like it's right, but I'm going to try it again. Because it didn't 100% flip. It kind of got stuck on my hand. Six of Cups. Okay, that's definitely whatever that is. We're taking that. So you have the Ace of Pentacles there. So you had the Ace of Wands tried to flip, the Eight of Cups tried to flip, and the Ace of Pentacles has come out now. Anything else? I will be surprised if the Two of Swords or the Two of Pentacles doesn't come out at some point. So you've got the Chariot, the Magician, the Chariot, the Judgment card. Let's get one more. That Ace of Wands is on, it's like they've sort of fallen out in a jumble, but the Ace of Wands is still kind of trying to make its way out. Right, you've got the Ace of Cups as well. I'm just going to look at the Judgment card on its own. The others I'm fine with. I just want to check out the Judgment card. Six of Wands again. The Lovers. The Five of Pentacles. for someone, it might be about recommitting to something, possibly. Just because obviously the Six of Cups is the past nostalgia. You've got the Judgment card there, which can, it's not always, but it can be about second chances. It can be about learning from past experiences, but and having another opportunity to try it again. But it can also be about a literal second chance. You know, like say if, I guess the obvious one is relationships. If you reconnect with someone that you were with before, or that you've known from your past, the thought of a job is coming to mind as well. You know, like if somebody went back to their old job, if you left and then you decided that whatever you went to wasn't for you, or something happened where you lost that new job and then went back to the old one, that's coming to mind as well. But overall, with that sense of nostalgia with the Six of Cups, it's important. What seems important here is that whether it is about recommitting or deciding if you want to continue to commit to something, or whatever you want to choose to commit to, there's an obvious need here for it to be fulfilling. That's something for a start. But I would say that you want that feeling of it being a fruitful opportunity. You know, it's like if you're gonna choose something, you want it to feel like a big deal. You don't want to settle for something small. I guess that's the only way I can kind of put it. It's almost like that feeling of ready to go all in. You're prepared to go all in and commit, but it needs to be worth it. So like say if you had the job options to choose from, if you'd been offered different jobs, it's like which one feels like it will overall be the most fulfilling in every sense of the word, practically, mentally, emotionally, everything, like the full package. Again, if it was a relationship, you want the full package. You wouldn't just sort of be in that frame of mind where you kind of have lukewarm feelings for someone. You'd want to kind of go all in. You'd be thinking about how you feel emotionally towards that person, if there's a solid friendship there, if it was going to be a long-term relationship, if there's a solid friendship there, if the person seems like practically they think you could collaborate and cooperate them practically in a relationship. It's like a full package, but there's nostalgia with it. So it's like, have you had an experience before where you had the full package? I mean, obviously things don't necessarily last forever, so you may have had that in the past, and it's like a feeling of, I want that feeling back. I want to have the full package again, whatever that means to you, in whatever the situation is for you. So let's put these away. Let's look at that King of Swords. That's the external energy. So I guess the title of this reading is going to probably be something like wanting the full package or needing the full package. Right, King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? This is an external energy. I mean, often the King of Swords for me comes out as a kind of advisory type energy, not all the time, but with this kind of vibe where it looks like a decision is being made about what to commit to, this King of Swords could be an advisor of some sort. Let's see. So we've got the Knight of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Queen of Wands in reverse. You have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Knight of Swords in reverse as well. I kind of get the impression, and I'm probably going to look at this Knight of Swords on my own, that this King of Swords, it could be someone who's giving advice, but you might be a little bit resistant to it. Possibly. You may be resistant to it. You might feel like although they might be quite a wise person, it could even be somebody that you've gone to for advice before. There's something about this particular situation where you don't necessarily feel like their advice is right for you at this particular time. And I'd say it's because of that Knight of Wands, because that Knight of Wands to me is kind of a rebellious energy. There's something about that Two of Pentacles that feels like it makes it more confusing. You know, like when you're trying to make a decision and you go to someone for advice, even if it's someone that you really trust and you know they have your best interest, but their advice makes it more confusing, and you're like going back and forth thinking, should I do this, should I do that, I don't know. And it's like the more input they give, the more confusing it gets for you. We've got the Queen of Wands here, which is in reverse. And that, for me, whenever she's in reverse, a lot of the time it's a feeling of being disempowered, isn't it? And the Eight of Pentacles being in reverse, for me, it's next to the Queen of Wands like that. It's sort of feeling like whatever advice you're being given, it's you sort of feeling disempowered, or that if you follow that path it will be disempowering and it just won't work for you. Let me have a look at that Knight of Swords on its own. Interesting how you've got the two knights going in opposite directions, to be honest. I mean, the Knight of Wands likes to go in their own direction. Let's have a look at the Knight of Swords. That is a lot. I'm going to try that again. So what tried to come out was the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands, Nine of Wands, and Wheel of Fortune. But let me try that again, because this deck is so slippery. It's the spellcaster's deck, and it's one of those decks where I know that anytime I use it, there's gonna be an issue with the cards just sort of slipping out of the deck half the time, or if they come out, like 10 come out in one go. But I do love the deck. It's beautiful. The artwork is beautiful, and it's just got an interesting vibe. So let's have a look at the Knight of Wands, as I was saying. Sorry, Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Three of Swords. So again, this is a really odd feeling. It's like someone, the Knight of Swords here, giving advice that comes off as if it will help you to build something strong and solid and secure and abundant. But then you've got the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords after it, so it's almost like it's not what you need. It's literally not what you need. I'm going to leave that there. So yeah, overall, this external energy, as I say, it looks like an advisor of some sort, but the advice is not what you want to hear or need to hear. And it's almost like you're kind of feeling that sense of a bit of rebellion against it. Like, no, but I don't want to go in the direction that you're telling me. I want to go in my own direction. And it's confusing. So leave that there. Again, looking at the courtesy card, it might be that kind of energy where whatever they're telling you, you kind of you want them to sort of leave you to get on with it, possibly, or you don't want to be rude. Even if you've asked them for advice, you don't want to be rude in rejecting whatever they're trying to tell you. Page of Wands, that's interesting now that comes up with what's come up in the reading so far. Page of Wands, that feels like you know how like upright the Page of Wands can be about having your own identity, going off and exploring and learning things. Again, it's in reverse, it's more of a disempowered energy where it's almost like this hasn't come up. There's nothing to come up to say this yet, but it's almost like not being able to make your own decisions. Okay, so the Seven of Swords has come out in reverse with that. And that could be about not taking risks. If when you were younger, or when you were trying to initiate something in the past, you may have sort of felt like you couldn't make your own decision, or you've sort of always gone along with what everybody wanted, or you just sort of struggle to take risks and choose your own path, possibly. We've got the Page of Cups here, Ace of Swords here. Let's get a couple more. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like with that Page of Cups, you sort of knew how you felt about something or whatever you wanted to do. You knew how you felt about it. You kind of have an idea of what you want, but physically with the Four of Pentacles, it's like you don't make the moves that you're supposed to make. So there's a bit of, as I say, it's a bit of a sense of disempowerment, not taking risks. Four of Pentacles is the opposite of the Seven of Swords. When it means risks, this is the opposite of taking a risk. This is not taking a risk, not pursuing a certain path. May even be a bit of a sense of insecurity. It could have been a lack of confidence. It could have been, again, if I'm going back to those weird examples about someone being in a band, not wanting to let people down. But yeah, let's move on. So let's look at the Sun card. I mean, that's usually when everything becomes crystal clear, isn't it? Or when everything is crystal clear and there's opportunity and hope and those kind of things. So the Sun in the present. What's happening in the present, please, with that Sun card? It's back again. It double flipped, so it didn't quite flip up, but the Six of Cups wants to come back out. There's something major to do with the past that's influencing this. What's next to it? The Queen of Cups. Right, the Sun energy. So you've got the Four of Cups now. You have the Hierophant. These cards are double flipping, as in they're sort of going that way and then flipping back that way by themselves. It's odd. What else do we have here? Right. You've got the Sun in reverse and you have the Seven of Pentacles again. Let's get one more. I think I might look at that Hierophant on its own. And you have the Tower in reverse. I'll probably look at the Tower in reverse. So the Hierophant, first of all. The High Priestess, I like that. I actually really like that together. And I did think that the Hierophant being in reverse, that's where you sort of reject, even if it's only mentally, because the Four of Cups is feelings, isn't it? It's not action. So it's like you're thinking for yourself and you're thinking, even if you have got someone there or a group or whatever sort of telling you, giving you advice or telling you what they think you should do, in your own mind at the very least, or in your feelings or in your heart, you've got this sense of your own intuition where it's like you're trying to think independently and make your choice independently, and sort of throwing the rule book out a little bit. Anything else for that Hierophant in reverse? Yeah, that's usually the Queen of Pentacles is about knowing your worth for me, and holding on to what's precious to you, what you value the most. And that's more important for you at this stage than any kind of people pleasing. Again, with the courtesy card there is this whole thing of still a thing of not wanting to let people down, but there is big consideration of making a choice for yourself and doing what you need to do. The Sun in reverse. Let's have one card for that to go with that. Oh, I think that's just that where you haven't quite revealed your plans, actually. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, to clarify that. It's like it's being ready to plant a seed, but you haven't revealed all yet. The Seven of Pentacles, again, it's consideration of, is something worth it? What action is worth taking? Let's look at the Tower. I would say usually when the Tower's in reverse, it's you want to avoid rocking the boat, avoid a disaster, avoid rocking the boat. You've got the King of Cups there in the World. For me, that's taking time, taking your time. You don't want to sort of rush everything and create chaos. Right. So sort of taking your time before you progress into a new chapter. You've got the Knight of Cups there. So that's a bit of holding back. That is a bit of holding back. You've got the Five of Pentacles there. Let's get one more. Oh God, that's too many. Try that again. Just one more. And then you've got the Five of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, again, I think it's just reiterating the same thing of not wanting to rock the boat. If there is a part of this where it's going to create some sort of conflict, or there'll be a rejection of someone else in the situation or something in the situation, it's sort of where you're not rushing into things, you're taking your time. You don't want to just sort of tear everything down unnecessarily. Okay, I'll put these back in the deck. So in the present, it's about becoming clear about how you feel and what you want to do, but you haven't revealed all yet, I would say. But there's definitely a sense of paying more attention to what you need to do, what choice you want to make here. So let's look at the Devil, because that would often, this is future. It might be fears. That's one thing that comes up with the Devil. And to be honest, with some of the cards coming out where like the Tower was in reverse, that is kind of a sign of not wanting to, a sort of fear of, could be of making a mistake, to be honest, is one of the things that comes up here. So the Devil. Try that again, because about 50 cards came out in one go. Right, with the Devil, you have the King of Swords first of all again. Next, that's really interesting. Next to the Queen of Pentacles again, it's that same energy of, you may, well, there's two ways of looking at it. Number one, it's that energy of that King of Swords again, somebody who's an advisor, somebody who sort of seems to know more, or you feel that they know more than you. But again, what's more important is what's of value to you, isn't it? And the King of Swords as well, another way of looking at that is the boundary issue of setting a boundary, where even if you feel this person does have some sort of authority, or they think they have some sort of authority, you as an adult, because the channel is for adults by the way, you get to stand up for what you feel is right, for what you believe, for what you want to do. Nobody else can tell you what to do, can they? So let's see what else is here. There might be a bit of a fear of standing up for yourself for someone out there as well. So you've got the Ace of Wands. Five of Wands. And the World again. So it looks like there's a bit of fears of challenges that you might have to overcome to sort of get yourself on the right path, or pursue whatever it is that you feel passionately about. There's fears around that. Let's look at that Five of Wands on its own. Okay, interesting. For some, you might feel that it won't make you happy. It won't really make you happy. You know, like if you, I don't know, if you decided to move to another country, I don't know where that example's come from. If you were going to move to another country, you might feel a real strong urge to do it, but you might be scared to death that if you do it, that, oh my God, what if it makes me so unhappy and it doesn't fulfill me in the way that I expected? There might be fears around that. It's almost like with that Queen of Cups next to the Death card, It's almost like a fear of once you get it, you won't want it anymore. I don't know why that's come into mind. So you've got the Emperor next. For someone, there may be a fear or a challenge as well, around disrupting the happiness of a group of people or others, which I've kind of already said because I've said about letting people down multiple times, haven't I, as well? Anything else? Let's just get one more for that. And we get two more. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say it, but I didn't because I just wanted to hold on till the advice part. But so this is future energy now, or potential future energy. So it is more of it's kind of a projection, but I guess it is what it is. Fear is fear, isn't it? I forgot, completely gone blank now and forgotten what I was gonna say. Oh, it's a learning curve. That's what I was going to say. I don't know why my mind went blank then. Yeah. Even though you may have fears, it's all still a learning curve. Even if you do end up doing something or pursuing something and it doesn't make you as happy as you want, and as soon as you get it, you don't like it anymore, it's a learning curve. If you end up disappointing people or letting anyone down or disrupting something, it's all still a learning curve at the end of the day. Okay. So we'll get to the actual advice now. So that was potential future energy, just fears around this. But I think as I say, there's a strong sense of what you value. So, right, Six of Swords. Just shuffling the cards again. So Six of Swords. Yeah, it's all part of the journey. The advice is that it's all part of the journey. Things things have to keep moving, don't they? And I think this came up in the reading I did yesterday as well about stagnancy, that you can't stay in limbo forever. Life is about change. Anything else? Ah, there it is, the Four of Swords. It's that is a card of it's a pause more than stagnancy, really. But obviously, life is all about change. You can't. There's nothing really we can do about that. That's part of what it is. But you do have an impact on the changes that happen, don't you? You can choose if things are going to change. What is it that you want to fight for that changes? What is it that you enjoy that you can allow to change? Let's have a look at the star by itself. High Priestess, the star. The moon. Try that again. This is going to sound really corny, but what's coming to mind at the minute is a go with the flow type of energy. Like, obviously you make your choices and you choose your path and you choose your journey, but it's sort of like whatever develops from that, you kind of have to go with the flow of it and then make more choices, adapt, whatever you have to do as you continue. Be prepared to face some unknowns and to, it's really funny, I was just going to say, feel your way through things. And to be honest, you've got three cards of feelings. I mean, you could even count the star as a card of feelings. The High Priestess, it's intuition. The moon can be deep emotions. The Queen of Cups, she is all about emotions, and there's a lot of psychic type energy with these three cards as well. And then for me, the star, it's like with the star in tarot, it's almost like a connection to the heaven and the earth, isn't it, in a way? Because the star in the cards is usually on earth, even though they're a star, they're celestial. And even the Four of Swords for me sometimes comes up as a bit of a psychic energy. So it's those gut feelings, isn't it? It's that whatever you to make your choices. Again, I'm kind of repeating what I said in yesterday's message now about what your choices are founded on. Are they founded on people pleasing, or are they founded on something that comes from within you? But as I say, you have to go with the flow with it a little bit as well, and see what happens. As in, when I say go with the flow, as in you can't literally control everything, you can't control the outcome of everything. People that advise you, sometimes that can put you off as well, can't it? Because they're like, oh well, why would you make that choice? That's a choice that's bound to turn out wrong. Or I mean, there's nothing wrong with being aware of the risks. You have to be aware of the risks in life, but sometimes we are meant to take chances, aren't we? I'm going to leave that there. So overall, the advice is, what is the advice overall? See, I feel like it's see where the journey takes you. Make your choice that comes from within you and see where the journey takes you. I feel like that's what the message is. Let's get a final card of advice as well. So, final card of advice from the postcards from Spirit deck. And let me just reiterate what was in that blessing and curse part of the courtesy card, because I keep looking at it and it's like telling me look in the book again. So obviously it says on the card, thoughtful, polite, good manners. The blessing said, thinking of others creates flow. Okay, flow, and the energy shall return to you to the power of 3 by 3. Beauty and grace create harmony in social interactions. And the curse says, thoughtless actions can impede the flow of energy, waste time, and create negative potential. Okay. So let's see what message we get from the postcards deck as well. I feel like there's something about gratitude as well here. Like, say, even if you, I don't know why this is coming up now, but even if you are getting advice from someone and it doesn't feel like the right advice for you, it may be about being graceful in rejecting, not accepting that advice, just because someone might be saying something that's pissing you off and you just completely disagree with them, and you might even feel like they're trying to be a bit controlling or something. You don't necessarily have to rip their head off. You can sort of accept that what they are, maybe they do have your best interests at heart, although it might feel a bit overbearing at times. And I would say with this here, this page of wands that's come up in the past energy, where it's a bit of feeling like you probably couldn't make your own choices, and then having that 6 of cups come up so many times, you may have experienced in the past people telling you what to do quite a lot, and you might have gotten to a point in life now where you're feeling a little bit rebellious and you're feeling less courteous. But then you have to try and do your best to surround yourself with people who do have your best interests at heart. You can't necessarily agree with everyone all the time, but it helps to have people who genuinely have your best interests at heart. And with that comes where with people having your best interests at heart, those types of people, you should be able to have the kind of bond with them where you can say, you know what, I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm going to do things my way, and it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't really be an issue. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. That was very quick. I'll take it. The postcards from Spirit card. So it says, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic, and that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. And I think I mentioned that about people pleasing a few times, didn't I? Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have, choose what your heart wants, and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things can happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. So I will leave that message there. I don't think there's anything else I want to add to that. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching the video. As always, the views are appreciated. If anyone's still subscribed, that's appreciated. The likes are appreciated, comments appreciated, everything. So I'll leave it there and take care.